Well,
Hey.
happy Wednesday. Hey, everybody.
So,
Happy hump day.
Happy hump
joy,
day.
joy. Happy joy.
Right? I know. I'm like, I am totally exhausted.
Yeah.
Been super busy. Of course, everybody had seen, if you watched BMR on Saturday, a fantastic show that everybody was at Arcadia Valley Academy. So that was fantastic. But I was there Friday and Saturday night. So it was like back to back investigating all night long. And we all know how that can get very tiring.
Yeah.
It gets
Yeah.
very tiring.
Yeah.
And of course, back to work on Monday. That's how that went.
And really no day off for you. I mean,
No.
yeah. It's crazy.
Well,
No.
all
No,
we're
I've
going
had-
to tell you is exactly what all the fans are going to tell you right now. Where's the evidence? How come you ain't got the evidence ready to go right now? What the heck? Where's it at?
Well, between my car only goes like one direction. It goes to an investigation. It comes home. It goes to work. It comes home. That's all it does.
Well, that's three different directions. What are you talking about?
Well, okay, so 3. It only goes to investigations, to work, to home. That's it. That's all we do.
Straight line. Straight line.
Straight line, and more or less. But it was fantastic. I talked about a little bit of on Truth or Tinfoil this last Sunday with Randy. So he got to hear a little bit about what had gone on. And, Paul was there, did an amazing God helmet session. And let me tell you, if you didn't see it, please, after the show, go back and watch it. It was really interesting. I was working the event, so I was in and out, but I still had a lot of good things happen while I was watching everybody else have a good time. But I had a good time too. I got to sit down every once in a while and got to pay attention to see what everybody else was doing. So that was fun.
It's a really fun place, and I really want to go back there when there's a lot less people.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's really cool. And, from what you said about Friday night and from some of the things that we heard a little bit Saturday, I think this is definitely one that we need to go back to. And
I mean, because we went to Emmaus Village also, and that's another one. I want to go back to.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. So we do need to go back there. I mean, now that I am with Haunted Souls Paranormal and I help work their events, I will be able to go back to these locations more. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Sounds like it anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Guys, quick question. What's a God's helmet?
A God's helmet is something that was invented. That is a helmet you put on. And what it does is it pulsates light. And this is kind of crazy, but it pumps your head full of EMF signals, frequencies.
Oh, like those binaural kind of.
Right. And what it's supposed to do is put you in a type of meditative state. You can still see. It'll put you in a meditative type state. And then you should be able to see things that other people can't see.
Oh, meaning it's kind of like trippy, right? When you have it on.
Yes. Kind of. So you can see spirits. You can see, just things just moving around the room that you normally wouldn't be able to see if you were not in that meditative state.
Oh, like a psychic jetpack.
Well, it kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like that on your head. Like a transformer.
Yeah, because I'm about to start asking, what they do, just turn into electronics. They took LSD and turned it into electronics. Is that what they did?
It's giving you kind of like the LSD effects without giving you LSD.
Right.
Oh, wow. Maybe I need to get one of those things then.
Well, it'll be at the I believe she's going to bring it to the conference.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think she's going to bring it to the conference, and she'll probably demonstrate to us how it works. Because of what it is and what it does, she's kind of reluctant, and I've wore one before that's pretty tough. I don't recommend this to anyone. I mean, I don't say like just the normal person can sit there and do this, because it does, like I said, pump this frequency into your head. So you're kind of like in this meditative state, and you've got these blinking lights. So for number one, if you have epilepsy, this is not a thing for you.
Not a good thing to be around.
You can't even be around it. Yeah, you can't even be around it.
And honestly, you had said this to me before last Saturday, and I've wanted to try it, but I'm really reluctant to try it.
Yes.
But I mean, as people saw, I'm very glad that I tried it. And
that you did.
It didn't bother me at all, but yeah, I'm glad I did that.
It does give me a headache after I use it. I mean, I didn't use Terry's helmet. I used KD Stafford's helmet, which he is the one that built this one for her. He doesn't build them anymore, but he built that one for her. And the one that he had built for himself is the one that I tried out. And it did give me a massive headache. But I mean, you couldn't imagine what you're seeing through this. I was just seeing everything right in front of me. Because we always have that feelings. A lot of people in chat and things, they're like, I got this feeling that somebody's watching me or somebody's near me, or, now you could actually see it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah.
Now it does not work for everybody, because if you can't get into that meditative state, you're never going to see it.
And the weird thing is, Krista kept telling me, when Terry was using it, get her out after 15 minutes. And I always figured like 15 minutes was the duration that you should probably go in.
Yes.
So I got her out of it when she was doing it at 15 minutes, but mine, when I was under it, it shut off.
Yes.
Which was really weird. It completely shut off.
Yes.
And then somebody tried to use it later on and it worked fine.
Yeah, it will shut off after so long, because it's set on like a timer. It's like, okay, you have gone as far as you can go with this. This is it. And it'll shut itself down. It's for safety purposes that it will shut itself down.
Okay.
But, 15 minutes is usually about the max that you really want to use it. And you don't want to use it like every day. You don't, you want to wait a while in between using it. But it's a fantastic tool. I mean, if you can get in that state.
Yeah. Much like the hypnotist, the show business hypnotist, the guys, if they can't get you into that state, they know when they bring you up there after a couple of minutes whether or not they can get you there or not.
Mm-hmm.
So
right. That is true.
BJ asked me this question before, and I didn't ask anybody else, and I don't know the answer, and I thought it's very interesting. Mm-hmm. If someone can already see ghosts with their naked eye, would the God helmet increase their depth of what they see?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
It is a good question. That is a fantastic question. Because I can see them, but I can't always see them. Does that make any sense? I mean, I can see them out of the corner of my eye. Heck, I can see them when I'm turning a corner. I've seen full-bodied apparitions. But there's always this time where I get a feeling, hey, you know what? It just feels like somebody's standing in my space.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else has got that feeling before, but I felt that. And this helps you see that.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it makes you help you see those spirits that maybe aren't as strong also. They don't have that really strong presence. Maybe they're just kind of on the weaker side, but yet here they are. You can see them now.
Yeah. Help amplify them to you.
Yeah. But that's a really good question though.
Yeah.
I can't honestly answer that.
Next time we see Tara, I might even BJ, I'll reach out to Terry Mosby and see if she has an answer to that.
Yeah, and she may. And again, we're all amateurs, so may or may not. But for all of you that are going to the conference on the 19th and 20th of September in Richmond, Missouri at the Crossing Realms Conference, Terry will be there, and we'll make sure she brings the God's helmet with her so you can actually witness her do this. And it is fascinating, very, very fascinating. Of course, we have a great lineup of speakers. We have a meet and greet Friday night. Those tickets are still available. Of course, unfortunately, the ghost hunt is now sold out. So you'll have to just hang on with that ghost helmet, and maybe we can do this another time at another event where she can do it live for you so you can actually get a grasp of what we're actually doing. But look, I mean, you can't pass it up. So make sure you get your tickets and get them soon, because we have put a cutoff on the speaker portion, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, you know, it is what it is.
We will run out of room. Yes, we will run out of room.
And if you don't want to do or if you didn't get tickets to the actual ghost hunt, you could also stand outside and wait to hear somebody screaming out there if you want.
No, that's not what he means. You can take a tour of the museum during the day of the conference. Kathy will be there available for you. She'll let everybody know what times, and we'll announce that to you so you can at least get to walk through, get the tour, get the history. And you know, that place is just as haunted during the day as at nighttime, so you never know.
Yeah.
But you know, get your tickets soon, because we have put a cutoff on it. So get them now.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway, I want to first of all, I want to say, hey Gary, we're glad you're back home. We wish you a speedy recovery, and thanks for being here tonight. We do appreciate you, and we're thinking about you.
Even if you are up in Oklahoma.
Yeah, even if you're in Oklahoma. And then my next shout out is going to be to T-Bone for the 5 the Booze Club members, and thanks Amy Creedle for the second Booze Club set of 5 Booze Club members. We appreciate that very much. So we'll try to get some of this stuff out for members only and get that stuff out there. Like I said, we've had some issues, family emergency issues. One real quick thing.
All of us.
Yeah. It seems like everybody that's going through these things. You know, I mean, everybody's heard me talk about my 2 little men that I have, my little wiener dogs, my 2 little men. Well, I had to put one of my little men down yesterday, which has devastated my daughter. She's 14 years old, and he was 13. So that tells you they grew up together. So that's tough.
Yeah.
So she's been sticking to the other little old man all day to day. They're, you know, you know, it's cute, but it's heartbreaking all in the same. But, you know, he's in a better place, and he was just so ill, and I just couldn't watch it any longer. So that, you know, I had to make the call.
Yeah. I can understand that one, actually.
That's just as hard as losing a parent or a loved one.
Yeah.
It is.
No doubt.
It is. Like I said, she's 14 and that dog was 13. So they grew up together. Yeah, they grew up together. So, yeah, you know, I mean, I felt really sad, but then I'm like, he's going to feel so much better, because he's been going through a lot for a long time. And I think I was just trying to put a Band-Aid on all the problems and not facing all the issues. And then finally I had to say, well, you know, enough's enough. And it's good. I mean, it's a good thing. So my daughter, first thing this morning, she comes in and she says, well, I guess Pa's watching after that dog too. Talking about my father. She's like, Pa's watching after that dog too. And I'm like, he sure is. He's got a whole bunch of them. And she just kind of laughed. And she's been pretty good today. She gets a little teary, but she's good. So anyway, let's move on from that. Let's get, you know, let's
move on. Address that one you started there from Henry?
Yes.
You addressed that one you started from Henry? Does the helmet have any side effects?
Well, I don't know long-term effects. I can tell you the short-term effects. The short-term effects is a serious headache. And I've had a headache, migraine.
Yeah.
from one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. Never mind. I'm good.
and it was my first time using it. So, I mean, it can do that. It can do that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you got to remember that you're pumping the EMFs in, and these lights are blinking, and you can physically see these lights. And they're going to a distinct beat with the frequency. So it all chimes in after a while.
Yeah.
But that's the only side effect that I know of right now for any, I don't know for long term, just for the short term.
Yeah. And I didn't get any headaches. Just really emotional, but no headaches.
Yeah. Well, that's another side effect.
Yeah.
Getting emotional.
Make me cry. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it if it's gonna make me cry.
Right. And it could. Like I said, if you haven't watched the Bigfoot Michigan Rob show Saturday night, you need to go back and watch it and see how emotional it can get.
I don't know if I want to now.
Right.
I've watched it a couple times since then, and I still start to cry.
It's still hard, isn't it?
Very.
Yeah. I have an Estes method session that I did at Waverly Hills. That's the same thing. I've got it on my body cam that I was wearing, so you can't see me, but you can hear me. And then we had a thermal.
Holy cow, T-Bone.
T-Bone, way to go. We so appreciate you.
You rock, dude.
You rock. Love it.
Okay.
Thank you so
Obviously,
much.
I'm going to do a plaque up for him and send it to him too, ain't I?
Just cuz, right?
Yeah.
Just cuz.
We do appreciate it. But I mean, I did an Estes method in Waverly Hills. This place isn't full of demons. Trust me, it's not. It's full of spirits though. And you can hear my voice and hear what I'm saying, and I'm emotional, and you can hear it on my body cam. But it was also done in thermal. Somebody else was videoing me in thermal, and you can actually watch the temperature change on my body all the way around. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Yeah, it's pretty insane.
That's cool.
So, I mean,
I knew she was a lightning rod. I knew it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just an awesome thing. I think that's the next thing I want to do. I want to get a thermal that you can record. You know what I mean? So we can do sessions like that together. That would be fascinating. I mean, I could do Donnie and see what happened to Donnie and see if he would change colors, if the temperatures would change around him and with you, Randy, we could do all of that.
You're muted,
stuff.
Donnie.
You're muted, Donnie, still.
I said I'd be curious to find out.
Yeah, I would too.
We got to play K-pop while you're doing it though. And then
I'm probably not gonna wind up crying though, but maybe some weird psychic juju.
But I would be very interested.
Yeah.
But speaking of demons, let's get talking about this demon house. Now we know that this thing is the big Zach Bagans thing. He's the one that did the whole story on this house and da 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 da. But Randy kind of dug into a little bit, and he's going to tell us actually what happened.
Well, here's the house itself. Now, this was one of the earliest pictures of it from back in the 60s. Okay. And it's been around since the early 1900s, but obviously it's gone through, some siding changes and renovations here. In fact, if you look at it nowadays, that facade you're looking there looks more like that right there. So you see they've added a porch roof, they've done stuff to it, and everything.
It actually looks kind of cute.
I like those
it's a quaint little house. It's a nice little quaint little house, so it's not like it's the house is what's bad. Here's another one from the other side, and I did some looking up on realtor.com, just found some stuff on it, and it was built in the early 1900s by a wealthy oil tycoon at the time. So this was a decent house at that time, obviously, when it was built. So
had to have been, right.
Yeah. So it nothing really going on with it, nothing wrong with it or anything till the 60s. And in the 60s, all of a sudden you started getting these reports of strange occurrences and unexplained phenomena, everything from ghost images to lights when there shouldn't have been lights, stuff being moved around, and these are different tenants, obviously through the years and at different owners. And now, the rumor that got started. This is all started with rumor, and my guess is, from what I've been able to find, some people got in there when they wasn't supposed to, and they started playing around with. Guess what we had last week? Spirit boards. Okay. Now, this is where this became known as the Zozo Demon House, was because of the spirit board activity that they said was now Zozo has taken up residence there. And for those that don't know, Zozo is, depending on who you talk to and which one, is everything from a fallen angel who was banished from the heaven by God, which kind of sounds kind of like Lucifer, pretty much.
Right.
But he's also known as the Ouija board demon. When people talk about the demons at the Ouija board, this is the demon that is talked about. And it's known for impersonating voices for deceased individuals. It's known for attacking and possessing its victims through the spirit board. This thing's got its own little, I want to say, following / its own little phenomena associated with Zozo alone, much less just the house here. Okay. So, and everything I found, obviously, when they did their little investigations, I still won't say his name, he who must not be named, when they did their stuff, Nick was still with him. Aaron and Nick were both still with him in town. This is 2014 when they did theirs.
I was going to say, this has got to be right in the beginning with the first season.
It's a third season to be exact.
Third season. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So still kind of halfway credible if you want to get right down to it. But
his ego hadn't gotten a hold of him yet. Well,
it had a little bit, but now
started.
There were the stories that I was reading on it, though, when they did the actual investigation and such with the crew there, they had people come in and cleanse the house beforehand too. They had spiritualists come in and sage the house, bless the house, do everything they could in there, So, but you still had Zach going in, and he got ill. He got if you go back, you can actually go back and watch the episode. Now, it might have been staged a little bit, but it looked like, according to the producer and the write-ups that I saw, he actually was like in his own little trance world. He sat on a couch and or a chair and was like, and just like almost catatonic for a while. Aaron actually disappeared for a little while. They couldn't find him.
I remember.
And then you got the bit they caught on. I don't want to say it was disembodied. I think it was EVP. It might have been Spirit Box, but I don't think they were using Spirit Box yet at that point. But they come back with kill Nick.
Wow.
And you could see Nick. Now you remember the episode, right? You can see Nick's eyes get that big around. He's like, "What? Wait, why is it no me?" type thing. What the heck?
Right.
And the more I kept looking into it, I was like, "But this thing's already in the house to start with, and didn't hurt that they brought a board with them too."
Right.
Yay! Let's just egg it on some more, guys. Good job.
Right. Exactly.
But, that demon has I don't know how about the long storied history, but Zozo's first appearance was in a French book in 1816. Okay. This girl claimed to be possessed by him. It was described as a trickster spirit for the most part at that time. And that's where, the Ouija board sessions came about. All of a sudden he's there. You know what I mean?
Well, that would make sense, don't you think? To trick the users and to think they're talking to their sweet grandma or whomever, and it's actually this particular demon, right? Okay.
Yep. And there's a few different caricatures about them out there. I found a couple of them, and once again, we're starting to talk about things that look like Satan / Lucifer is what we're looking at. My favorite one is there's a book out called I Am Zozo, and it's from 2012, I believe, is when it came out. You can find it on Amazon. It's out there. It's actually a fiction book, but this was one of the characters for it. And I was like, that's actually a really cool drawing. I kind of like that. I might buy the book.
It is pretty cool.
It is it is cool.
So, I mean, you can go out and look online for there is so many different drawings. Obviously, like I said, we've talked about it on our show before. There's so much out there that's just artist renderings here, there, and everywhere. It's everywhere out there for this one. I couldn't believe how much was out there as far as the drawings. Now, when it comes to the house itself, I literally got about 10 to 15 photos. All I could find, and some of them came from realtor.com. And others, were from like this. This comes from the gallery that they did for the show. Okay.
Well, it is kind of creepy on the inside. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of ratty and stuff. It looks like to me
it's dark. Bit. It's dark. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that feel too.
Yeah, it's dark. Yeah,
it kind of does have like a 60s vibe to it.
Yeah, but you see how just dark it is? Even with the lights on, it looks dark.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's due to the fact that if it had electricity, I'm assuming it did because I think somebody lived there when they did it, when they did the show. But these are the only two interior pictures that I got that didn't have somebody in them, obviously.
Yeah, see, that's way too dark. Even in daytime, that is so dark.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, I guess these walls are more of a cream color than they are anything else.
Yeah, cream, yellow, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so dark.
Yeah,
wow.
Even the what you call it right here, the blinds, they look kind of.
Well, at least they got that dream catcher to protect them.
Yeah, you got the dream catcher.
Home security goes a long way.
Yeah. Nice observation, Donnie. Nice observation.
I wonder if that's a Bible on the couch.
Well, I don't know.
See, I uploaded these. I didn't share the screen. I just uploaded them because they were just quick, simple pictures. But
dang it.
Yeah, if it is, then boy, they're covering themselves all the way around now.
You're right. Right.
When they did this,
I do this. I do this on purpose, everyone. This is just something that I do. Somebody tells me about a haunted house or da-da-da-da-da. Boy, I'll go right to Zillow and check it out to see if I can find the house.
Yeah.
See if I can find pictures of it and all that kind of stuff because I want to actually look in the house and see what it like this right here feels. These pictures look, wow, they're dark.
Yeah.
They're dark pictures, for sure.
And like I said, I found this was one of the ones from that, but this one and this one were from actual realtor.com. It's actually out there on realtor.com. It's not on the market, but at one time it was, and Realtor now don't get me wrong, not the entire place looks like this inside. This is what it looked like when they went in. It's completely different now. I'm gonna see what I'll do is I'll see if I can find it real quick. And then you can look at it the same way.
Well, but still, if you look at the outside of it, it's all bright and cheery and cute. And then it's like you look at it, and then, like I said, it's dark. There's something wrong there.
I found
I'm going to share a screen real quick.
I found a picture of that book on the couch, and I zoomed in pretty far, and I can't really tell what it is.
Oh,
it looks like an old Bible.
Yeah, can't really tell.
It's all pixelated.
Well,
that would have been interesting if it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Granted, I'm using a free software to look at it. So.
Well, yeah, but this is the pictures from actual Realtor.com right here. That's what it looks like.
Looks pretty
for
good,
the actual show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they modernized it a bit, huh?
Clean it up a little bit.
It looks like they redid the cabinetry. They redid that's still a laminate, Formica laminate probably for the countertops, but they did. You could tell they redid the floors, obviously.
Yeah.
And
Obviously.
the blinds.
And the blinds are different, but it still looks like the same color right here, doesn't it?
Does it not still look dark? Look at that corner.
Yeah. I mean, if you close those blinds and turn that, even leaving the light on, that's dark.
That's a perfect place for something to hide. You know what I'm saying? Just right in that corner in the shadows. And you can see that. I think it maybe is how the house is built, maybe.
Could be. I mean, like I said, you can see. I don't know how they did some of this. I mean, because obviously this exterior that's here, or this interior, I don't know if it's a rock underneath or whatever, because that sheetrock, if that's sheetrock, somebody needs to get looked at because they did a very bad job of it.
Right. And this is your PSA for the month, everyone. If you could see the notification to the side of the picture, that is your monthly PSA.
Yes.
We laugh at it, but it is true. I mean,
yes, it is very true. It's okay. Here's your ad right there.
There we go.
You're going to be a Wall Street Journal. But anyway, I mean,
free advertising for him.
New stove.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that out loud, but go ahead.
It's and you got your new stoves. I mean, you can see they did an updating on it at one time or another. What this wetness is in the middle, I can't tell you that. But
like
these walls are a different color than the ones we just looked at.
Yeah, they definitely look like they're lighter. And they probably did that on purpose. See? Look at that dark space. Look at the dark spaces in there.
Yeah, the shadows. The shadows of this is bad. It really is.
Yeah, you can see like along the outer wall, right next to the window. You can see how dark that is.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah. My problem is looking at it as a handyman kind of guy. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's getting ready to fall. Oh my goodness, that's getting ready to be redone. What is it? Because this looks like cinder block down here to me when I looked at it the first time.
Yeah, it does on the bottom right above the baseboard.
Yep. And I'm wondering if it is, and they just covered it up and didn't bother truly covering it. They just painted over.
And that little bit of carpet on the other side of the door just looks stupid to me.
Yeah. Yeah. You got your landing and that's it. I'm like, why not do the whole thing?
Well, I don't know, guys. I mean, they could paint the inside of that house all they want to, and it still looks funky to me.
Yeah, you got dark spots in there. You got dark spots in there. The shadows are unreal now, like I said, and just thumbing through it all.
I mean, it doesn't look bad. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but
it's still dated. At best, it's dated.
Yeah, it's the way it was built easily.
I mean, somebody doing popcorn ceilings should be beaten. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you right now, you should be beaten.
I wonder if that's the same room because there's another stain on that carpet.
No, look at the next picture.
Different room. Yeah, they're different. They're different rooms. This is upstairs.
Wow.
This is upstairs right here. So we've got stains on these carpets, unless it's the way when they did the actual shampoo of the carpets, maybe it left something up there. I don't know, but it looks like a stain to me too.
Yeah.
It looks like a stain.
So somebody stained the crud out of these, and these are shags, so they can't be too daggum new.
No.
Okay, that looks a little creepy right in there. Okay.
Yeah, a little cubby. And then you got another dark corner again.
Yeah, what's up with all those corners having to be all dark?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It's like a shadow person's going to jump out.
I'm betting this is that little add-on if you look from the outside.
Yeah.
This is that little add-on room.
Right.
But still.
Wait, Randy, who owns this house now? Like,
it doesn't tell me who owns it in the per se. It just says it's not on the market.
But this isn't the one that the Lord Baggins himself bought, right?
No. That's the one in Indiana. That's Gary, Indiana. Yeah, that's one he did the entire Demon House show on.
Yeah, they did the show on this one. Yeah. But gosh, guys, I don't know. It does look. I don't know. Maybe somebody in chat or somebody listening can agree with me. This house on the inside looks really odd. I mean, they took the one good picture where we could see all the new flooring, and that picture was great. And then you start going through, and you're like, "Oh wow,
what the hell? What are we looking at?"
You're like, no.
Savage says it right. Looks like smaller house space made to seem bigger. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so what happened? What is the story? What happened?
that's just it. You know, the story per se, it doesn't really tell you. It just tells you in the 60s it started having issues, and it became spread throughout the community that it was haunted. And much like the areas around here, the old decrepit, you know, hotels and such that kids sneak into, that's what started happening. People started sneaking in and doing their own thing in there.
So they could have done
ghost
anything
hunting.
in those. That's why it's
And
so important. That is so important, everyone. If you have you know, some properties with buildings, you're going to have to make sure that they're locked up tight. You're going to have to make sure, because unfortunately, it's not just these crazy teenagers running the streets. You know, it's not them. If you want to know the honest truth, you know, you have other people out there just looking for spaces like that.
Exactly.
To perform rituals and things like that, to be out of the public eye.
And you know, the more I was reading, because like I said, it doesn't get. Wasn't able to find anything that got into specific actions that happened there, other than obviously what happened with you've got the Ghost Adventures crew that was there that did their thing, but there was also Paranormal Witness that did a show in there, and I think it was 2018 or 2020, one of the two. And they were in there as well. I couldn't even find any pictures of that hardly. I could find the entire video of it, but you couldn't find any still pictures of anything going on. Because I've got a couple of still pictures actually of the Ghost Adventures crew setting up and doing the stuff, the saging and stuff like that. But all they did was sit there and talk about how it was something along the lines of I shouldn't say tones. Noises come from the house, lights come from the house when there shouldn't have been nothing on. And this is while nobody's in the house, you know, and kind of the way that when we talked about the Amityville house, people were saying that they heard all sorts of crazy stuff going on when nobody was there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what was happening with this. But of course, it became the stuff of legend at that point. So this is obviously not the only demon house out there. There are tons of demon houses out there. So, I mean,
but
this
are
one
they really
has,
demons?
Yeah, and some of them might not be. Now, this one, from everything I can gather, the way that people were in the house, even the paranormal witness crew, these guys with Ghost Adventures, everybody had something kind of adverse happen to them. It wasn't nothing to physically harm them per se, but it was enough to let them know, hey, something just reached out and touched you. So that's where when I read the bit about Bagans sitting down on the chair and just going into this trance type thing, and Aaron disappearing for a couple hours and nobody knew where he was at, but he was still in the house.
That's weird. You know, actually, to me, the part about him getting sick, when I used to watch it, it used to happen, you know, quite often.
Every episode, almost every episode.
I don't necessarily.
And honestly, I think it started happening in that third season where it got to be, you know, so much that everybody's just like, why? And I think that Nick Groff left after that season.
Yeah, he wasn't around much after that.
Yeah, I don't think he was that episode. I thought
he was only there for 2 seasons, but I guess the 3rd season.
Yeah, because I thought
I think he actually went to the 4th season. I think he had some time in the 4th season too.
Hey, Randy, let me ask a quick question. Where does the association with the Zozo demon come in with that house or that story?
Because of the predilection / rumor of it being a Ouija board house. Essentially, that a spirit board had caused everything that's going on.
And
Zozo
associated, with the Ouija boards.
Yeah. And so they deemed that they figured that, hey, somebody did something with Ouija board. And like I said, it doesn't help that you got people going and investigating it to this day that bring their own Ouija boards in too.
Oh man, that ain't cool.
So I'm like, okay, you're doing nothing but egging it on, first of all. But it's like a lot of the locations that we deal with, a lot of them, you know, they do it now to help maintain the property. So yeah, they're gonna do their investigations and such with people. But the Zozo part of it is kind of become almost folklorish with it, because I'm not personally, just from what I can see and what I've been able to look up, I'm not personally convinced it's Zozo. It's a demon. I think it might be some lower level entity / even if it's just spirits, ghosts, I mean, they may not be evil per se, but they are mischief, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like when anybody speaks of a demon, when anybody speaks of it, one of the first names that will come out of anybody's mouth is Zozo.
Yeah, because it's so ingrained in culture now.
Yeah, every time. Yep. And it's kind of like, why is it Zozo? There's more than just one demon out there. There are plenty. But to have them here on Earth are rare.
Yeah.
So why is Zozo the one tormenting everybody? I don't think that's true. Yeah. I think that we may be dealing with a little bit of spirits that are tricksters, pranksters. Maybe they're a little nasty. Maybe they're just trying to scare you, pretend they're a demon so you'll leave.
Yeah.
They don't want you in their space. I'm not convinced that this is all Zozo. I'm not convinced in that episode that is really what happened to Zach. I'm not.
Well, at that point, like I said, like Paul was saying, at that point, we understand he was doing that almost every episode at that point. Even at the third season, he had started doing that. Yes. So, I mean, okay, does he have asthma or something? He might. I don't know. But this house was not. But this house was not a. Oh my goodness! Who got
Donnie Cho, meme of the week.
All right, guys. So we often, Zozo is the demon that's associated with Ouija boards, right? A lot of the stories they all point back to him. Most famously, that one boy in Missouri who this Exorcist story was based off of.
Yes.
They also have rumors that the Enfield haunting was a result of that. We talked about that on my show. So I made a little meme from Zozo's point of view. The demon that communicates with all the Ouija boards throughout the world. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here it comes. Zozo demon, hard at work. Thank you for your Ouija board purchase. How may I help you? And for the people listening at home, there's a demon sitting there all bored at a call center. He's a customer service rep. He's got to answer all the people, all the dummies who are using Ouija boards. That's his job. He's got like the.
Have they handled all your questions today?
He's got to basically sit there in the infernal call center and answer all the Ouija boards.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
How can we make your experience better?
Yes.
He's got the crappiest job.
But can you imagine being like Zozo? It's just kind of like you're slumping in your chair going, oh no, somebody's calling again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just no, I can't. That's too funny. I love it.
It's tough. It's tough.
Brought to you by Donnie Cho Says Stuff.
Yeah.
Donnie Cho said something to somebody. We just don't know what yet.
Can you just imagine? Here's Zozo. Like, really? I'm just trying to rest here and they've got to call again. I mean,
yeah. Will you put the spirit board down, please?
Yeah.
It's just like these questions are so stupid. God.
I know. Like, put it down.
About their relationships and their money.
And Barbara in chat says, and you wonder why he's always peed off.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wouldn't you be? Somebody blowing up your phone 24/7?
Well, yeah. And you wonder why some people, when they pull out those spirit boards, don't get any activity. It's because he's sitting there going, yeah, no, not today.
He's on his coffee break. He's like,
sorry, but I had to put you on hold.
He's on vacation.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Peggy.
I'll remember that for later.
Okay.
I can't imagine. Oh, but I mean, it is funny how this all began with people getting in the house and the rituals and the Ouija board for one. I mean, of course, we all know that the exorcist actually started with dabbling within the Ouija board.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, could this be more folklore? I mean, could it have been?
From what I've seen, don't get me wrong. Now, I think there's something there, and it's all over their propaganda slash, how can I put it? Their publicity for Oklahoma City and the area.
Yeah, I don't
as
believe
one of
all
the
that.
most haunted places around. Blah 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 blah. Now, the guy that owned it at the time of the show was named Darren. I'm looking at it right now. A little bit of another take on it. Somebody else's editorial about it, type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm looking at it, they were talking about. The owner of the home stated in his own words, a menacing but beautifully handcrafted double-sided Ouija, which was found underneath a girlfriend's grandmother's home. It was surrounded by old lighting jars, each with a preserved blackbird inside. Now we're getting off onto a whole different level of, hey, what the heck's going on here type thing,
That's a what the H happened with that.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the more I'm reading it, I was like, okay, now wait a sec. The dark side of the board had Zozo inscribed in place of Ouija. I wonder if Zach bought that and took it to his little museum.
I don't know. Sounds it sounds a little bit black magic to me.
It's getting weird there. I mean, I'll if anybody asks for it, I've got the actual WordPress little write up from 2014 for it. I'll put it in the the community description later, and they can look at it and read it for themselves because
that is kind of odd.
Because she gets into it about talking about how because she's a spiritualist too slash what's her name? I'm going to tell you your name in a second here. Where are you at? I know you're there. I was looking right at it 2 seconds ago. Now I can't find it. Yeah, I lied. I thought I was. I don't know where it's at. The name is gone. It's out here on a Paranormal Huntress is the name of the actual blog space, however you want to call it. Because in 2014, people still did blogs, So,
right.
But I'm looking at it, and as I'm reading it, I'm like, she's got a little bit more of a understanding of what we're trying to look at too, and
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that, this Ouija boards were made as a toy. Okay, look. I don't know how it could be made as a toy. Okay, I just, first of all, I can't understand or grasp the concept about trying to use this thing to talk to spirits, okay, as a toy, for number one. It's kind of like if you had a pendulum and a pendulum board, I wouldn't be selling that as, hey, give this to your 6-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just not something that I would do.
That to a child as a toy.
Right.
Well,
so,
Randy, you weren't here last week. Did I tell you about the apps that the kids are using? Like, they're getting popular to kids now. They're Ouija board apps. I've actually seen kids sitting there playing with them on their phone, like for hours.
Well, see, I have problems with anything that is app related. Only because when you download an app for a spirit talker, a ghost radio or whatever type of app that you're trying to use for that, what are the first things they ask you for? Permission to use your mic and your video. So that means they are constantly recording and saving information every time you open that app. And if you don't even choose that option, if you just say, hey, you for any time, I just usually, when I have an app, I say only when I'm using the app is it allowed to do anything. But just say you didn't hit that. And then the next thing you know, here you go. it's recording you, it's watching you, it's doing all of these things, all this information, it's sending it to third party people out there and all this other kind of stuff. I don't like it. So if children are using these things on their apps, it's doing the same thing. And the way I kind of put it to people is, you ever been on Google and you're looking up, say, I'm looking up a pair of Adidas shoes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Then you go to Facebook, and then it's like advertisement after advertisement after advertisement for Adidas shoes.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
We're looking for a car for my son, and I did one Google search at work, actually.
Yeah.
And I get on Facebook, and boom, 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 boom. Every ad that I have is a car dealer around here. It's crazy.
Right. Now, will I use my phone as a recording device? Absolutely. Will I use it as a video recording device?
Yeah. In a heartbeat.
I sure will.
In a heartbeat.
I mean, like whenever I'm on my phone or using social media or whatever, I always see like Japanese schoolgirls show up, and I'm like, what the heck?
That's those extracurricular.
I'm on you there.
Research articles you've been watching.
I don't know what Google's on. I don't know what the algorithms are on, but man.
I can't.
Flooding
but
what
you know what I mean? So do I trust those things? Absolutely. And when I say for entertainment purposes only, that's what I mean. That is entertainment purposes only, for sure. Because it's, like I said, it's storing all that information. It's like whenever you type anything into your phone, whenever you're speaking, it's listening. It's like whenever you're taking a video, or it's watching. It's watching. Big Brother is watching.
Oh yeah.
So that's how they,
come on.
that's how they make your viewing experience better, because they tailor it to your choices. Because
that's
they're
why we don't
watching.
We don't have those Google Echoes or those Alexa things in our house at all. We don't. No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And I can't imagine, because my one little old man that I still have, he likes to talk. Even though he can't understand him, he likes to talk. And I would be scared to death if an Alexa or something picked up on what he was trying to say. You know what I mean? Because he gets out there and he talks to me in the morning as I'm getting ready for work, and he's out there, and he's really giving it to me out there. And I'm like, that would scare me to death to figure out what, something like that would come up with.
Yeah.
I hear that. I'm looking over my shoulder saying, Charlie Brown, where?
Charlie Brown's parents.
Yeah.
Oh, and he talks to you just like it. That is no exaggeration what he does. He tells you all about it. And he's mad because he knows I'm going to work and he has to stay in his kennel until I get home. So he's mad. He's like, I don't like it.
Okay, so he never gets the collar like Doug had, right?
No. But I mean, okay, so we can talk about. I mean, have you seen the documentary that Zach Bagans did on the house in Indiana?
Yeah,
have you seen that documentary?
I've watched a little bit of it, and then when I realized what was going on with him, that it was him, really, I didn't pay attention at first. I just threw it on because it's called Ghost House or Ghost Demon House, I think is what it's called.
Demon House.
And it came up, and I was looking. I was like, oh, nope. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't watch him. I can't. For whatever reason, I cannot do it. Now, I have run into a couple of books about Zozo and like the I Am Zozo, and actually the foreword for one of them was written by John Zaffis. Now that one I'm going to go out and get and read, just because if John Zaffis is going to put his name with it, I'm in.
I was getting to that. Yeah. I didn't get that book from him. I got 2 other books that he had signed for me, and I don't have them right here with me.
Well, he didn't write them. He just wrote the foreword for it. It was one of his people.
No. But he has a book on haunted items. Of course he does.
Yeah.
All this stuff, and so what they're saying about this house, and it just doesn't seem plausible according to what he would say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would not think demon at all personally, because
No.
you know, when we think about demons, they have to have something to latch onto, and it doesn't make no sense for, if nobody's there, lights to go on, things get moved around, things be demons. I don't think would ever do that, because demons are looking for a person. They're looking for someone alive.
Possibly. I mean, could they have released a poltergeist, opened a portal, opened a door somewhere? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I wonder if they never closed it. If they never closed it, and it is Zozo or some facsimile thereof, if it is, if they didn't close that door, whoever goes in, hey, they just became fresh meat.
What do you think about it, Paul?
I think it's messed up. I mean, I never really thought about it, about not closing it. And I mean, that makes a ton of sense that, you know, if whoever's using these Ouija boards there comes across a demon and they don't close it properly, it does have free reign to do whatever it wants. Hide in the shadows in the corners of that house and just wreak havoc on it.
Yeah. I mean, but do you think that they actually summoned a demon, or do you think that this is more like Randy had said on the folklore side?
I maybe unintentionally summoned the demon, but I mean, who knows? People intentionally summon them.
Right, Donnie. What do you?
I would say they probably unintentionally
released something they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
What do you think, Donnie?
Well, first of all, Lil Patty's asking me if I'm okay. My complexion looks kind of red. It's actually the lighting in my room. No, I lied. It's demons.
No, he's just ugly. He won't admit it like we will, like I will. I
remember when I had my experience. I told my Ouija board story last week.
Yeah.
I remember at the end, I put it on goodbye, and I slammed that planchette down on goodbye. I practically spiked that thing like a football on it. I was like, after what this thing just said to my friend here, no.
Yeah, you're gone.
Even back then, I always heard you always say goodbye, especially after a long session like that.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. You know, I mean, do a Ouija board scare me? Absolutely not. They don't. I mean, if I say that a Ouija board scared me, then I would say ghost boxes scare me, pendulums scare me, just talking to spirits scares me, because I'm actually opening up the same door I would with an Ouija board. I honestly, it's the same door. You know, it's just done in different ways. So it's just not my preferred way of doing things. Right. I guess I feel more protected doing it other ways than I do using that board, because with that board, you're basically you're entrusting someone else with you, and I don't like doing that at all.
Marketing it for kids. That's just
that question.
That's all sorts of wrong.
Right. And I know you guys talked about this last week, and I had to I was out of town for a meeting and everything. And I mean, I don't really want to go back into that, but let me tell you, you shouldn't market something like that.
No.
Like I said, I open that door all the time, but I'm old enough to know better. And then when I was younger and when I was doing it, I had my mother, who was an adult and knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was always supervised, people who knew these things and how to use them. And that's fine, you know, but I would never go out and buy this and say, here, give it to my 7-year-old. Here, you know, go play.
And these are targeted to 8-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
little kids.
They don't know.
I don't know what the age is on it, you know.
So let me bring something up. Okay. So we've all been in the paranormal scene for a while, or been following it for a while. How many times have you heard stories of a family where the parents just did not give much heed to the paranormal. They didn't take it seriously at all. So for them, they see their kid at like a Target or a Walmart or a Toys R Us being like, "Oh, mom, can I get that Milton Bradley Ouija board?" The parent, the mom or dad who doesn't take it seriously at all is like, "Okay, whatever, willy-nilly." They just buy it. Kid just uses it, no supervision at all. Parents don't take it seriously. And then they just unleash hell. Now, all of these other stories of these paranormal attacks inflicted on these families, there's so many cases where it could have actually been solved so much sooner, but it was made worse because the mom or the dad or both just didn't believe in ghosts because they were all, "Oh, if I can't see it, it ain't real," right?
Yeah.
There's so many instances of that where there's people where the parents just don't take it seriously.
Okay, so that brings me to this story here. If you've ever heard of it, it's about Tony and Deb Pickman, who lived in the infamous Sally house. Now they didn't use a Ouija board and all of that stuff, but the wife Deb was actually speaking to the thing itself. It had portrayed itself as a little girl to her.
Yeah.
So she felt bad. So what does she do? She goes out and buys it gifts. Takes it home. Gives these gifts to this little girl.
There's attachment right there.
It's not a little girl. That's just the way that it was portraying itself.
Yeah.
To Deb. Okay, that's how it was portraying itself, was to her as a little girl. But to her husband, Tony, it was a hag. It was not this cute little girl. You know what I mean? And that was produced by her just talking and buying it things. They didn't have to use a game board. It didn't have to use a spirit box. It was just talking.
Yeah.
You know, and this thing did unspeakable stuff, really. It's unspeakable stuff to this family.
But it mainly centered on the husband, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It didn't like him for whatever reason.
Because he saw it for what it really was.
Gotcha.
He saw it.
He was a threat then. Got it.
Yes. Because that was not the intention of this. I don't know. Could it have been a demon? Perhaps. Perhaps. But would I call it a demon? Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
You know, and to this very day, he tells Krista and I, don't go anywhere near that house. Don't even drive down the road. Stay away from it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, and see, that's the thing I didn't understand. You talk about the Sally house there, because, you know, it was a famous thing for a long time on all the documentaries. You know, they were on a bunch of them, right? So, but then they came back. There was another. It's Atchison, you know. So I'm like, they come back and there's this. I hate to say it like this because I really don't be mean about stuff, but they were a ghost hunting husband and wife duo, whatever. She was blonde, always dressed in black. She would probably weighed about 450. She weighed an ounce, and not to say anything mean about it, but she literally almost forced herself into the house after they had left and it was owned by somebody else. And was trying to tell the homeowner lady there that she's in here and she's trying to get you and she's going to do this. She's like, I've owned this house for, I think at that time, the lady said she'd owned it for 4 years or 3 years or something like that, or 2 years. It might've been less than that, but I don't think so. But this lady was almost trying to force her to let them investigate the house. Her husband was doing nothing but standing by her with the camera going. And I'm like, I'd have called the cops on him right then and there.
Right.
But the lady told them she had not had anything happen the entire time she'd been there.
Right.
So
it's because I
mean, I believe them, but I also believe her. So
See, I don't know. I mean, if that thing is still in the house, maybe it just had a vendetta. Maybe it just didn't like, the Pickman's period. Maybe it just was laying dormant until somebody was opened up enough to, to experience what this thing was going to bring at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard the stories from his own mouth.
Yeah.
And they freak me out.
Well,
so,
did
it
mess with his head like he portrayed it?
What's that?
Did it mess with his head like he had portrayed it on the shows that he was on? It really looked like it messed him up.
Yes. Oh, yes. No. He'll talk to you about it. But you can tell there's still like a tinge of fear.
Yeah. It looked like it messed him up. It really did. It looked like when he started talking about it. And then the one that he got scratched while on camera.
Yes.
He got a scratch while on camera. It messed. You could see it in his eyes. He was ready to go. He was done.
Right. Yeah. Right. There was another investigation after the fact. I don't know if somebody did an investigation in the house, and it was somebody well known, and I may have the story wrong, so hang with me, everybody. But I believe that when they were mentioning his name within the house, that he got scratched at a house he lives in now.
Whoa.
Yeah,
so
sometimes.
Right.
So he was at a place and he said somebody's name and got scratched there, or while he was at his home?
Somebody was investigating the Sally house and had mentioned the Pickman's name. And so Tony Pickman was scratched in the house that he's living in
I think I heard
now.
something similar. Yeah, I think I heard that something along those lines.
That is wild. So he's definitely got something on him.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why he's telling us, don't even go. He's saying, don't even go to that house. Don't even, he still lives in the same. He still lives in the same town.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to pick up and move away from it. Just try to get away from that house was probably all you cared about more than anything else.
All his family lives there.
Yeah.
And you can't just leave that. You know what I mean? It's your family. You just can't. Yeah. Not everybody can pick up and move like that. And I don't think it would matter. I think this thing has it out for him. So no matter where he goes, it's going to happen.
Wow.
That one's one of those it's one of those. I don't want to call it. Obviously, I don't know if it's a demon or not per se, but it's definitely something that has it out for him for sure.
Yeah. Well, he says it was a hag.
Ooh.
And
oh man.
Yeah. That's totally different animal now. You're just definitely a demon then.
Yeah.
It's a type of demon, yes. A lower echelon maybe, but it's still a demon.
Right. Exactly. It's on the lower realm, but it's still nasty. Doesn't matter what I guess what level you would say it was. It doesn't matter. A demon is a demon, right?
Yep.
So so it is all kind of it is all kind of crazy, It's very, very strange. But on a different level, okay, let's just switch gears because I want to know your guys' opinion. Because we've talked many times about Malvern Manor and the Villisca Axe murder house, right? Mm-hmm. And they're only located 45 minutes apart from one another. And I know that some people have done this trip where they'll investigate the Villisca Axe murder house and then they'll go to Malvern, right?
Yeah.
Or vice versa. And it seems like they could either take something with them to the next investigation.
Yeah.
Or leave something behind from the night before. You know what I mean? It's just kind of weird. Do you think that that's possible? Not necessarily demon stuff, but I mean, for a haunting. I mean, do you think you can you take one with you and drop it off?
Well, wouldn't that be the definition of a hitchhiker?
Yeah. I mean, honestly.
I wish there was someone would try to do it like an experiment.
Josh Hurd has.
Oh,
Josh Hurd has. Yes, because they were doing strange stuff about the spirits and things that they found at the axe murder house, the Belisca. Anyway, but then Josh was picking up names that they had been picking up at the axe murder house in Malvern Manor, and then vice versa. So they've been picking up names, and then next thing you know, they pop back to where they belong.
Yeah, I could understand. Like, we've talked about hitchhikers before. You know, you take them, you've got them with you for a few days or something like that, and then they're gone.
Right.
You know?
It's kind of like they're bored of you. They want to leave.
Yeah, I'm going back home. Bye. You know, type thing. And then they go back home. That's the only thing I can figure that they would do. Obviously, I'm grasping at straws with that one because I've never had that experience to start with, because I try to make sure anything I go on to make sure that nothing is attaching to me before I leave. I'm not Catholic, but I will sure as heck take some holy water and smash it on my fingers and hands real quick and say, you got to stay or something like that. You know, you can't follow me home.
I always take a salt bath afterwards.
Yeah, salt bath or actually just just take holy water and pour it over your head and let it run to your feet. I mean, there's always that.
But if I'm not Catholic,
I want to say that it's kind of happened. It's kind of happened here. There is a location where I live that I used to heavily investigate all the time for like 2 years straight. Heavily investigate this place, and just because it was fascinating. Anyway, but then people that I used to investigate with went to another location and started picking up on the same name, the same type of details, everything that we were picking up here. So when they left that location and came back down here, we never heard that name again.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And were these places connected by anything or?
Nothing. They were connected by nothing.
Wow.
So, but you know, I always say there's transient type spirits, you know, they do move around. They're not stuck in one spot. I think, in my own opinion, I believe a lot of these spirits that stay in one location is where they're most comfortable, or they're too scared to go, you know, to move or go on. That they're not tethered by anything, not the property, not anything in the building. They're not tethered, but they just don't go.
Yeah, they don't want to.
They just like it. They're like, this is where we're gonna stay.
Somebody kind of explained it to me. The one I had when I came back from Brumley, I had some things happen here, and a medium said that it was actually a kid that followed me home, and that he liked me. He thought I was interesting or something, and boy, did I fool him. He got bored and left. I mean, it happened for like 3 weeks, and nothing. I didn't do anything, and nothing has happened since. So I'm thinking,
he just moved back to wherever he was at.
Yeah, or found somebody else down the street.
Yeah,
but I think that's certainly part of it. That, you know, they think something, grass is greener on the other side, and this person seems interesting. Oh no, he's not. Let's go back home.
Let's see if we can find somebody else.
Yeah. I have a question, and this is coming from somebody. Now, y'all know me when I talked about my doing paranormal stuff and crows like that. You know, it's just, I'm not coming from the spiritual side. I'm coming from the scientific side. Okay.
Okay.
And people hand me holy water, holy oil. We talk about salt baths. We talk about, if I'm not Catholic, what would that help me with? Because my belief system wouldn't put any stock into those in the first place.
So what would you do instead, or what would you use instead?
Just tell it straight out. You cannot follow me home. That's what I always did before. Now, when we did Hill House, I did the holy water and the holy oil just to, make sure, because everybody else was doing it. I was like, well, let me follow the crowd on this one. But, I thought about it. The more I think about it, like, I was raised Baptist. I wasn't raised Catholic. We don't have holy water. We don't have holy oil,
But were you baptized?
Yeah, but it's not considered holy water.
It is too. You are getting cleansed and purified by the water as you're baptized. Same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, Randy. And it's all an intent. So you can use that. You absolutely can.
I guess you can.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing. I never even thought about it like that, because because it's a symbolic thing. It's not necessarily where Catholics, they go through a full blessing procedure for their holy water. They do a lot of stuff. All we do is fill up a tank. Literally, we either go down to the river, or we fill up a tank inside the church. One of the two.
Right, but well, you got to think about it this way: as you're going through the process and going through the whole baptismal deal, they are blessing the water in the same. It's the same exact thing. It's just done different. It's done in a different way.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't. And to me, holy water is holy water. Whether I don't care what religion it's from, holy water is holy water.
Yeah.
Don't give me your bath water.
And that's what I wanted to ask, because I don't, like I said, I don't go at these in any way, shape, or form. Usually on the spiritual side versus the scientific side. I try to keep everything in scientific. Now, don't get me wrong. I have looked at things and gone, "What the heck?" And you were there with me a couple of times. Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah.
Because you can't explain. That's
right. But
what I do.
As Chris and I have said before, it all is up to you. What works best for you? What is your armor? What is your protection? I mean, for me, I'm on the metaphysical side. I like my crystals. I like my sage. I like all of that stuff. I like my earthy stuff.
My wife's the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, I like my earthy stuff.
Stones and everything. Yeah.
Yes, I like my earthy stuff. I also do like my holy water if I'm dealing with something super nasty.
Yeah.
So, but it's all an intent and how you feel about it. Have I said when I've gotten my car, I don't care who's in my car, but if you're not alive at this moment and not breathing the air, you need to get out. Yes, I have said that.
Bristol said it pretty good right there. I didn't even think about that. Same thing with a cross. You can use a cross all day long. If you don't believe in it, it ain't gonna help you.
That's right. That's right.
Come to think,
it's all in your intent. And
I mean, I don't use any of those things because I come from a different, religious background.
But Donnie, again, that comes down to whatever you feel comfortable with. If you feel like cussing them out, and that works for you, well, then that's what you do.
You could probably use the K-pop to get rid of them.
And you could.
Yeah, that'll get rid of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, I rely on my chi powers, because of my Asian heritage.
There you go.
I know like the ancient Asian secret, like psychic kung fu. It takes years of like meditation and harnessing your chi. And basically, I've
heard psychic kung fu before.
Yeah, I've taken on a few things like kung fu. Yeah.
It's just like it's a battle of wills is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't need any of those gimmicks like like those trinkets. No, my anti-ghost powers is this psychic stuff.
Wait! You told us before it's because it's fart.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, farting.
No, that was just one technique. That was one example.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
was one. Yeah. You know how like kung fu's got like praying mantis style and tiger style and
Hey Keith.
Thank you, Keith.
Monkey style.
Thank you, Keith.
That's just one
Thank you, Keith's wife.
Yes, thank you.
Hey guys, by the way, I wanna just give a quick shout out because we were talking earlier about how these Ouija boards were marketed towards kids.
Yes.
And it could have been a lot more popular amongst kids, which meant that a lot more households would have had doors open up. But I feel like there was something that came into this world that stopped all that, that put a big kibosh on all of it. And as a result, thanks to this, the whole Ouija board thing didn't take off as nearly as popular as it could have been or should have been. And thanks to these people. Thank you, Nintendo.
Yeah. You know what's really bad is you're probably 100% right on that.
Thanks to Nintendo, millions of kids throughout the world had zero interest in Ouija boards.
Thank you, Nintendo.
Thank you, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You saved a
They also had zero interest in baseball or.
They saved many kids' lives.
Talking to people.
Yeah. Outside making mud pies. Forget it.
Yeah. Thank you, Zelda.
So someone
make mud pies and figure out who to get them to eat them.
Right.
Joanne Hartnett mentioned this in chat earlier, and I looked it up, and she mentioned a Jesus Ouija board.
What?
And I looked it up. Sure enough.
Did you find it?
Communicate like directly with Jesus Christ.
Ouija board, but
gosh, no. No way.
Wait, why does it look different?
It says the Holy Spirit board.
The Holy Spirit board.
No.
Oh, we gotta try this. We gotta try.
But I'm assuming that's Latin letters.
Wait, is this a real thing? Like, is it actually marketed?
No,
like
it's regular. It's regular letters.
No idea.
It's regular letters. I'm reading it. No. That's a hard pass, people.
Yeah.
Don't use this. Do not.
I can hear a bunch of nuns going blasphemous.
What if you did it in the middle of like a revival meeting?
Oh my God!
Lord, Baptists would blow up.
Yeah,
I know the Baptist, old Baptist revival. You throw that out there, they're going to all burst into flames.
Hey, if anyone in the chat or if anyone at home is listening, if you're curious, give the Holy Spirit board a purchase. Give it a try. Let us know how it turns out. We're curious.
But yeah, if you buy one, let us know how it turns out because we're not.
It's a big seller in Mexico.
What?
That's what she says. That's a new one on me.
Wow.
That is a new one on me. Wow.
There is no way.
Oh man.
I can't even. I can't. What makes you think you're going to be talking to God with that?
I need to ask some of my Mexican friends.
The Holy Spirit board.
Oh, you can get it on Amazon.
What?
Oh, it's currently unavailable. Sorry.
Okay.
And they don't know when it's coming back in stock. Yeah.
It's sold out.
It had to have
sold out in Mexico.
It sold it out. Don't worry, Brandi. Our friend Mario's watching out for us. He's keeping us safe.
That's right. I'll take him any day. He's my bestest friend. I'll take him any day.
He protects us.
Oh my gosh.
It's got 4 stars.
Oh yeah.
Those
4 stars are like, hey, it works.
Thanks, Joanne. She's now scarred me for life.
Oh my
God! You heard it on Coast to Coast Radio.
I need to show this to Jason. Yeah.
Oh, good Lord! You're gonna see that man blow up into complete and utter flames up top.
He probably will die laughing. He probably will die laughing. I'm telling you right now.
Are you sure he might spontaneously combust?
Well, no, I honestly think that he'll just die laughing because he's probably thinking how ridiculous that is, because we don't even know on the Ouija boards who we're talking to. How are you going to know on that? You could be talking to an angel, all right. Sure. Maybe the wrong one, but hey.
Who are you? Yeah, that's me.
I'm an angel, all right. Just fallen. That's it.
I'm sending it to him right now.
Oh,
Gabriel, the angel of death. My name's Gabriel.
Could you imagine the one angel in heaven who's got that job? He's got to respond to all the Holy Spirit boards. He's literally got the worst job in heaven.
Zozo's sitting there.
Texting back to Zozo and be like, hey, I know you're on the other side over there, but doesn't this job suck or what? And Zozo responds back, yeah, man, this really sucks.
Look over the cubicle. Hey, dude, what's up?
I can't.
That's like the janitor of angels.
Can I get one that talks to Mother Nature? I might try that. Because I really need to speak to her about some stuff.
It's got good reviews in Oklahoma City.
Wow.
Can we look at a picture of it one more time? Can we just put it up
Please?
there? I just want to look at it one more
Please?
time. I can't believe this actually exists.
Okay, Jamie, if you got that, you need to make sure we know where we can order that from.
Communicate directly with him, guys.
I am not ordering one. I don't want one.
Because Jesus is totally going to be on the other side. That's his
yeah.
side gig. He sits there in the call center. He's got nothing better to do.
Like I said, you may be talking to an angel, but might be the wrong one.
Yep.
Just saying.
Wow.
This took a really hard turn the wrong way, didn't it?
You guys
I wish we would have known this last
week's show. Yeah. Last week's show.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
that was interesting.
That was the thing about this one. You know, you looked at it and I was like, okay, this is going to tie right in with what we did last week, the way I started reading and stuff. And the last 2 days I've been doing nothing but reading on this thing. And I'm like,
it's the same.
I want to poke my eyes out sometimes. Mm-hmm. There was nothing there. I'm like, well, they started doing this. What did they start doing? What? You go to another website, they started doing this. What? Why? Why did they start? Where's my background? What have I got? I got nothing. Hey, it was built in early 1900s by an oil tycoon. Okay, every place says that. What am I supposed to do with that?
Right. I just can't with that board. I just can't.
No.
Did that not go against?
Wouldn't that be blasphemous? Wouldn't you think?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, isn't that going against everything that some people say that we should be doing?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that like the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
And prove to me who you're talking to. How do you know? What's your concrete proof?
Yeah.
It's because it knows things about you. Well, so does Satan. Satan knows things about you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like, there's no way to prove it. So no.
Well, Christopher Limberry got something right there too. I mean, I haven't heard of anything like that, but that doesn't surprise me, especially if you've got somebody that doing an exorcism and the person they're exorcising says they're Christ.
Mm-hmm.
They said that's per Bob Larson, and I'm like,
they'll tell you anything you want to hear.
Exactly, anything to get you off them.
Yeah, they'll tell you anything you want to hear. They'll tell you anything you want to hear to befriend you. They'll do anything to make you invite them in. So, and then invite in, and I don't say that it's a nice invite. I mean, they could do it the hard way too. You know. My goodness, I just can't. Okay, that just I don't know whether to laugh or just be awestruck by that. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. That's wow. That's a topic for a campfire, I'm thinking.
For a campfire. Yeah. Throw the whole thing into it.
I was thinking.
Let's see if it has a different colored flame come out.
Exactly. We'll just buy it new in the box and throw it in and don't even use it.
Yeah. We'll see if what's the new chemo? Ooh, what spirit is being let loose by this blue flame? Come on. Yeah. No, not happening. Not me. No. It's still a board. I ain't doing it.
Yeah. If it hasn't been used, we're just dumping it in the fire. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but anyway, you guys, it has been an hour.
Guys, hold on. I've got something prepared.
Oh gosh, he always stops me when I say I'm ready to go. Here comes Donnie.
It's a fly by the pants meme.
Maybe we need to check this out before he does this to us.
I know. Because I always get kind of scared when we put stuff out there without being reviewed.
You're gonna like it.
Do we need to do the meme of the week thing again?
No, I don't think so.
You
If you want to, Ball, we're not going to complain though.
Okay, I think we're ready. We're almost there, guys.
All I got to say is that if you're going to use that board, everybody, you better be careful.
Open it, then close it. Always.
Okay,
close.
So remember earlier I showed this one, Zozo Demon Hard at Work. Here is the Holy Spirit board.
Oh.
There we go.
Where's my stapler? Where's my stapler?
This one says Holy Spirit board. How may I help you?
Yeah.
Do you have my stapler?
I like his little badge on there too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Man, I make these quick.
Right. So if you're on any of the platforms that you can hear this and you cannot see us, just jump right back onto YouTube and join us every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central for more memes with Donnie Cho.
Yeah.
I'm making memes.
And more Jesus.
Yeah, you got to see them. You got to see them. And then, plus, on this particular show right here, we do show a lot of pictures and things like that. So if you're out there in listening land, hop on over and check out what we're showing, because sometimes the story depends a lot on what we're looking at.
That's why it's called show and tell, folks.
Show and tell. It's the show and tell.
Show and tells later on in the weekend.
Yeah.
Show and tell is Saturday night.
I might need to bring that back next week. I might need to bring that back on my show, by the way.
The show and tell.
Another paranormal show and tell. Yeah. Invited. People listening at home.
Yeah, but it's almost time to do a movie night too.
Oh, that's
that's coming.
I've got a plan. Don't worry, Brandi. I got a good one planned. A real good
one. Right,
it's got to be better than the last one.
I got a real good one planned.
If it's the one you sent me the picture of, it's
Randy. You already know which one it is. I already told you what the movie is.
It's 1,000 times better than the last one. I'll tell you.
Is that the one you sent to everybody?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We do movie nights with Donnie Cho. That's Saturday nights at 8:30 p.m. Central on Donnie Cho Said Stuff. We'll let you know when the next movie is, because they're usually rated B for bad. And we have popcorn. We have popcorn and we heckle. We heckle and just whatever. That's what we do. Throw popcorn at the screen. That's what we do. So
I noticed that the people in the chat, they seem to enjoy particularly watching us suffer more than actually watching the movie.
Yeah, probably. They're laughing at us more than anything else, especially after that last one.
Because the people in the chat were having a great time. People watching the movie were having a horrible time.
So true. So true.
It's true.
And don't forget to watch Paranormal Among Us on Saturday nights, also at 7 p.m. Central. And Paul, let us know what you're doing during the week now.
My Tuesday show, I don't do that anymore because my schedule got changed to where I'm off 3 weekends a month, which is fantastic. But that also means I have to work on Tuesday, so I'm okay with that. Monday night, I am doing a sports show as well. So that's over on a different channel, Zanzibar. So come on over and check that out. We're going to be recapping the Super Bowl, recapping the Eagles' win of the Super Bowl.
I'm going to laugh when the Dago Chiefs win.
I know.
Sure. He's wishing, but that's okay. We'll just let him wish with that. Anyway, you can catch Randy and I Sundays at 5 p.m. Central, of course, on Truth or Tinfoil. And you can catch me and Krista. You can catch me and Krista on Thursday and Friday nights on Blondes and Boos. So make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notification buttons. And before you leave today, hit the like button. And with that, I'm going to say good night, everybody, and push the button.
Oh,